Hey guys, welcome back to RC Legends. So in today's video, we're going to be running this car, and I've been itching to do that, I've got to admit. So this is the Varicom Panda Monium 2-wheel drive off-road buggy. Yeah, I've done a video on this car already, sort of going into detail with it. So yeah, if you're interested in the car itself, go check that video out. But in this video, it's just about running it. And then once it's run, I'm going to do a little bit of a restoration on it, I think. Anyway, if you did watch the first video, you'll know that this has got a modern day electronics in it already. So it's got a Hobbywing 1060 speedo. I think it's got a better steering servo in there now. Big shout out to Andy Robinson RC, who had this car before me, and he actually fitted the electrics and ran it. What else is there? So I basically just need to fit my receiver to it and just get it all set up and make sure it's working. I am going to change a 540 motor out and put a Tamiya sports tune motor in there just for a little bit more kick. No idea whether it'll need that or what, but that's just what I sort of the idea I came up with. So yeah, let's get this on the bench and we'll get those electrics fitted. Okay, so this is the starting point. So again, if you watched the first video, you'll know that Andy Robinson RC has had this running. So he swapped out all the actual vintage radio gear that the car had for something a bit more modern. So as you can see, it's got Hobbywing 1060 in there. It's got a newer 540 silver can, and it's got a steering servo in there with a switch. So what all I need to do effectively is fit the receiver. But as I say, what I want to do is I'm going to swap the silver can out for a sports tuned, just to give it a little bit more oomph. So we'll do that first, and then we'll dig out some radio gear for it. Right, I've hit a roadblock. So I apologise. I said, I think in this video, and certainly the first one on this car, that I presumed that Andy had changed the silver can motor out. And obviously I was going to put the sports tuned in, but when I've taken the motor out, that's the pinion it has. And there is no grub screw on it whatsoever. So I have no idea how that's fitted, but it's absolutely solid to the motor rotor. So I've no idea how that's fitted, but that ain't coming off either. Now, yeah, I mean, given the size of it with that length there, and the short shaft on the sports tuned, I'm not even going to attempt to try find a correct pinion for it. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is put this motor back in, which is no biggie. I just did really fancy it with the sports tuned, but yeah, I'm not going to risk damaging this just so I can change the motor out. It's just not worth it. So I'll stick that back in, and then we'll get a receiver in there. Right, that's ready to go. So all we've done is just stuck the Spectrum servo in there, connected it up. I'm having to use, because the 1060's got Tamiya connector, I'm just having to use a joiner, a Tamiya to Dean's. I've nipped the crimps up on the motor wires because they were just a little bit slack and it might arc a little bit. But yeah, and the battery's in. It's a bit of a tight squeeze in there because it's a 2S, and it's more so with the shape of where the wires come out and the thickness of the wires, to be honest. But if I just turn it on, you can see we have power, steering, so that's good enough. And then we have power. Actually, that's not 100%. Now it is. Oops. Very cool indeed. So what I've done is I've swapped the jumper out from NIM to LiPo. So that is actually ready to run. Now the only issue I'm going to have is it's so bouncy. I love it. I'm really looking forward to giving this one a quick blast, I've got to be honest. Yeah, I've had to, because I put my Spectrum radio gear in, it's got an antenna, so I've had to just put the tube in there, and it's not that tight, but I don't think it'll come out. What was the other thing I was going to say? There was something. Oh, the body. Yeah, so the body screws down onto this. It's quite a fiddle actually. Let's see if I can just pop that. Yeah, it's quite a fiddle to get that body on. You've got to kind of manipulate the rear towers to to get them through the body holes. But why I'm bringing that to you is because I'm going to have to connect a battery first and then put the shell on, which is a bit of a ball ache, I think. Unless I can do it from underneath. I'm just having a look if there's enough wires. I might have a look about, but anyway, let's get this out for a spin. Right, my friends, it's in the sunlight. So I've only got it on 50%, just want to make sure it's going in a straight line. So cool to actually have a spin of this. That's going in a straight line. That is awesome. Right, let's stick it onto 100%. It's not going to be that different, but whoa. Oh, even a little 540, it's still got enough power to lose the back end. This is awesome. Love it. What a thing. What a thing. (1988) Varicom Panda Monium 2-wheel drive. How cool is it driving something so vintage? Oi! That is awesome. I'm loving this. Oh, you just touch. You just go into reverse and it just loses. I love the sound of it. It's got quite a unique sound, hasn't it? Whoa! Don't want to kill those tyres. Right. Probably a little bit more at home on this surface. Hopping around, that's awesome. Sorry about the traffic. Should have probably cleared those twigs as well. I'm glad I didn't put more power in it now, to be honest. That's brilliant, love it. Oh. We've got a stray. Right. Sorry, I just saw this. Too good an opportunity. Tell you what it is, a kid, and even me, back in '88, would have been extremely happy with this car. Extremely happy. What? I'm actually trying to keep it in a straight line, but it's not having it. You're probably getting bored of this, but I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. What a thing, what a thing. It's awesome. Absolutely love it. Oh no! No! Oh! Gutted! Oh man! Oh, that's a big one! Okay. Damn. So that whole moulding bit has come off here. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, we're back. Oh dear. I'm actually kicking myself a little bit because I actually got carried away and I kind of forgot it's from 1988. The plastic's old. And I'm sort of ripping it around. And I know it wasn't much of a curb to come off, but I should have been more respectful to the car. So, yeah, that's another lesson learned, to be honest. I was just having so much fun. So, anyway, let's see. All we can do is glue this. There's no repair I can do. I will look for this piece because it looks like you can buy it separately looking at this. But I'll have a better idea when I strip it, and we've bent that arm, but that's easy to fix. So yeah, I think we'll get it dusted off and we'll get it stripped down and see if we can get this gluing. I mean, luckily, I'm done with this car. I only wanted to run it once, and it is for the collection. But yeah, I am a little bit gutted. But again, there's another lesson there. You got to be very careful with these really old cars. Right, that's her all fixed back up. So she's had a clean, tidied the tyres up. Obviously I've made the repair on the front end, which is just super glue, gel form. And that's it. I've also, so here's a question for you, especially if you didn't see the first video on this. What I spoke about was how I display this car. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I actually take the rear springs out of the car, so it just drops the back end completely, because I kind of think this is the angle it looks much better at, instead of with its bottom sticking up. Now I can, at some point, I'd probably never do it, but I could find some different shocks for it to actually allow it to run at that, because it's still got movement in the gearbox, although it's bottomed out on the shocks. So if I change for different shocks, and there's all this space wasted here on the kit shocks, I could actually make it run like that. So that might be something future. But the question is that I asked before, do I leave this as it is because it's completely original? Or the reproduction decals are available at MCI. Do I take the decals off and paint the body up in like a brilliant white? Because that's kind of how it's supposed to be. Obviously it's faded, it's gone a bit yellowy now. So yeah, do I rip the decals off, give it a once over, spruce it all up with some nice fresh paint, and then put some reproduction decals on it, and then it's in the collection? Or would you leave it as it is in total original form? Or there is a second option. Or do we try to make this thing, because it does look a little toy grade, that has to be said. It certainly doesn't run like that. It's quite a nice runner, but do we try to do something with it and, you know, take the decals off, get some custom decals made, and really go to town and try paint it completely differently? I don't know. What do you reckon? Should we? I guess the project would be, can we make this look pretty badass? I think different decals, different colour, I think you can definitely make big improvements on it. But with all that said, it's from 1988, I think, and it's all original. Do we just retire it into the collection out as it is and just enjoy looking at it for what it actually is? Stick that in the comments, guys. I'll be mega interested what you think on this one. So that's it, my friends. It's she's ready to go back in the collection now. But yeah, please answer those questions in the comments. I'd love to know, get your opinion on what happens to this next. So enjoyable, honestly. It's a car I didn't really know of, but I'm pretty sure I saw it on the back of like magazines like Maplin and things like that back in the day. I'm pretty sure this would have been on the back of those. And to actually, obviously, first of all, massive thank you to Chris and also to Andy Robinson RC. Fantastic. But to actually run it, I know I damaged it, but just it was such a blast, and you can probably tell that while I was making that video. I was just having great fun with it. It was on 2S, but just 540 silver cam motor, and you know, not trying to break any speed limits, just having fun. It's what it's about, isn't it? So yeah, we'll retire this little thing now. So my friends, as always, thanks so much for watching. It honestly is massively appreciated. If you could maybe give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't. If you do that, turn all the notifications on. That'd be absolutely fantastic and massively appreciated. And as always, my friends, the Panda Monium 2-wheel drive off-road buggy from 1988. Happy arsing.